Yo, what's good? What's good? What's good, my peoples? Welcome to another episode of The Ignorance is Free. And if you got your blinders on, I suggest you take them off because we got the one, the only, the legendary Ruste Juxx in the motherfucking building.
What up? What up? What's good, man?
I can't complain. I mean, you are here now. Oh, you know what? You know what? My bad. I didn't tell him in advance. You gotta almost kind of kiss the mic.
Yeah.
There you go.
Right,
See,
you
can hear it, right?
Now.
All right, bet. Okay, so yeah, like I was telling you before we got the cameras going, like I've heard a lot of your interviews, and a lot of them are solely based on music,
right?
Naturally, but like I'm on your Instagram, and you post a lot of like pro black shit, like anti
bullshit,
anti-bullshit, exactly. And so I definitely want to talk about that, but Ruste Juxx. Break the name down. I mean, obviously Rusty is like dirty, grimy.
Yeah, I came up with that name when I was like 16. I was changing my rap name at that time. It was Vic Funkster.
Funkster. I love it.
I think it was the youngsters. The youngsters had changed their name to like the Illy Philly Funksters or some shit, and I was like, nah. So I changed, and I came up. I was just sitting there thinking, and I thought about Ruste Juxx, man. You know what I mean? Like you get stabbed with a rusty blade and shit, and I was like, yo, that shit sound ill.
So hold on, so wait a second. So
then I just left it as Ruste Juxx.
So when you say Juxx, you mean as in like Juxx, like Juxx a nigga?
Yeah, or like a robbery, because that's what they, you know what I mean? Somebody be like, you got Juxxed, you know what I mean? Like you got robbed with it, you know what I mean?
So there you go. So actually, and I'm glad you even said that.
That's where I came out. That was like 93, 94.
Yeah, and I'm glad you even said that, Juxx, because that's New York slang, right?
Yeah. That was some Brooklyn shit, definitely.
There you go. So you're in Toronto now.
When I go somewhere else, they be like, Ruste Juxx. Like they say, like I be like, nah, it rhymes with books, crooks, looks.
Ruste Juxx, Ruste Juxx. So you're in Toronto now, and let's talk about the Toronto slang. A lot of people they hear how we talk, and they're like, what the fuck are you saying? So I want to ask you a couple questions. Let's see how up on Toronto slang you actually are. So one slang word is, and you should know this.
Yeah.
Alai. What does alai mean? Alai.
Like I don't know. I never heard that one. I'm trying to guess that one the way you said it. Like, like I'm telling, like, that's some real shit. Yeah. Like,
there you go.
All right, I got you. That's what I was thinking.
All right, how about this one? Fam.
Oh, yeah. We say that in New York too, but I like how they say it over here. Yeah. Like, fam.
We say it with an O, fam.
Yeah.
All right, how about this one? Mandem.
Oh, come on. I grew up around West Indians, all in Crown Heights, man. That's all my people, man.
All right, bet.
The people them.
If you know that, you should know this. Arms.
Arms?
Like, you straight? Like I was mad arms just now.
Oh nah, we don't use that one. I ain't never. I was mad.
So arms is like basically it means it's like a statement that means like offensive. That nigga just offended me. Arms.
Oh, okay.
How about this one? This one will probably kind of get you twisted.
That one was good.
This will probably kind of get you twisted. Don't cheese me.
Like let me
get you a little closer on the mic.
Like don't lie to me or some shit. Like don't try to fake me out or something. I don't know.
Actually, don't cheese me is like, don't piss me off.
Oh, don't cheese me is like that.
I remember actually hearing like Jay-Z on a Big L freestyle, and he's like, he said something like, I can't stop cheesing ever since Big L said throw 3 G's in, and like, isn't cheesing like mean smiling?
Yeah, that's how we say it. Like somebody was cheesing. Like, just like they be like, say cheese, and then you see somebody smiling, you're like, dang, he be cheesing.
Okay, what about Kati? You've been in Toronto, so I mean, you ever get approached by any Katis?
Nah.
Kati? No, you don't know what Kati is?
What is that?
It's like a ratchet female.
Oh,
yeah, you got to take that one back. You got to take that one back.
Yeah, but I've never been approached by it.
What about beer? Like beer things that go on.
Like big things? Like big things that go on?
Like beer things go on in.
Just alcoholic type of shit.
Nah.
I guess. I don't know. You said beer.
Beer is like a lot of things.
Oh, okay.
A lot of things.
All right.
Beer things. All right, okay. Last one. Nice it. Now, with full disclaimer, I just learned what this one is myself. So nice it.
Nah, I definitely don't know that.
Nice it's another way of saying shut up.
Word?
Yeah, I know it's some new shit.
But from what? Where does it come from?
This is a Toronto slang. This is what they say out here, man. Nice it.
Oh shit.
So if you're out in the crowd or something like that, and somebody's like, "Yo, Rusty, you have to nice it." Yeah, you may have to jump out.
Oh, like crowd. The noise.
Yeah,
like cease the noise. Like
exactly,
nice.
Exactly. So yo, listen. Like I was saying, I was on your Instagram, and you do post a lot of stuff. I was kind of surprised at the shit that you were posting, and
everybody don't want to do that.
Yeah, exactly. And you have a platform. You have a lot of fucking followers.
My music, man. I got white fans and shit.
Yeah, you have a lot of fucking followers. As a matter of fact, yo, plug the Instagram for these guys out here, man.
You can hit me on Instagram on Ruste motherfucking Juxx. It's Ruste _ MUTHAFUCKIN _ Juxx JUXX.
All right, so yo, I want to play a little clip, man.
Let me tell you up front. If you ain't natural, I ain't trying to come at you. Nothing personal, but nothing competes with a natural black woman. A woman in her natural essence. There's nothing that can compare or top that. A woman who feels confident in her natural essence. A woman who won't conform to the Eurocentric beauties of this world. A woman who knows that her hair isn't nappy or something to look down upon, but that her hair is her crown. Her hair makes her who she is. Like, I can't take a girl seriously if she wants to look like a Barbie doll. Because someone convinced you that having Becky hair or having Brazilian bundles is better than having good hair. And yes, your kinky hair is good hair. Someone convinced you that straightening your hair or that wearing another race of people's hair makes you beautiful and versatile. Understand that your hair is the most versatile hair texture that anyone could ever have. Understand that your hair grows towards the universe. So black women love your hair. I love
you. You posted that. Why did you feel it was necessary to post that and send that message out?
Because I want my sisters to really like think about that, man. Like this is very important, man. Like that's the most beautiful thing. Like when you see a woman and she knows who she is, she knows where she come from, and she's willing to just stand out from the rest and just be that, you know what I mean? That's beautiful right there. And I'm not mad at people, you know, for doing what they doing. But if you doing that, dude, you cannot speak for us. You cannot speak. You cannot do that. But you could do your thing, you know what I mean? But you cannot speak for us.
So you don't think that a leader, you don't think that we can have a representative of black people that is dating?
Black power, the foundation is the black family from the start.
Yeah.
Like you know, whatever, just like they say, if you a gangster and you snitch, that's it. You know what I mean? That's something. Right. That's one main ingredient. So your wife, your kid. Like I said in the song, this joint, we you know, like This Is America. I did a joint over, and I was like, hell is America. Look how these devils is tearing up. First we need knowledge of self, put a plan in effect, and start arming and gearing up. What part of the planet they didn't rape? What do they have that they didn't take? Now all of their families are wealthy because they making billions off shit that they didn't make.
Facts.
But you want to sleep with the enemy. Talking about love is the remedy. I want my kids to be black and their kids to be black, so they black to infinity. You know what I mean? Like dope. That's how I feel about it. Like I want this is
okay, so wait a second.
This is how they feel about it too.
So would you not
believe that?
Would you not marry outside of your race?
No, I wouldn't.
What if you love this person?
No, because I wouldn't. People say you can't help who you fall in love with, but I don't believe that.
That was my point.
I don't believe that because if this is how you feel and this is the way you want to live, you won't go that route. You won't put yourself in that position to do that. So,
never.
I mean, you do what you want to do. Some people grew up around white people and they're black and they seen a little bit of racism, but for the most part, they see white people's good and they, you know, that's how they what they're used to. So they went to school with them But when I grew up, it was totally different. And then when I've read and a lot of racism and things that I've learned in my life, I've just, you know, I made that decision not to do that. You know what I mean?
So what about what about your daughter, right?
I wouldn't want that for my kids either.
You wouldn't want it, right?
No.
But what if that's what she wanted?
I mean, I can't force anybody. I can't force anybody to do anything.
Right.
But I definitely wouldn't endorse that. Ain't no paying for the wedding, none of that.
All right, yo, so wait a second. There was another clip that you actually posted, and this one is actually kind of recent given everything that's going on. As a matter of fact, nigga, what the fuck, man? Yo, you realize you guys just had the midterms, right?
Right.
Like a really, really important vote like, did you vote or like, cause you're here.
Right. So, I'm not even in with the, you know, the voting thing. I'm beyond that to me. You know,
Nah,
people
you're
can
not.
vote. Y'all want to vote, you know, do your thing. But I don't do it.
That's not your bag. That you ain't into that. Okay. As a matter of fact, and while we're even on that, because I seen today,
people get so mad at you, like you're not voting.
Well,
like,
I mean,
kill you. You're a disgrace.
But
you know it's a right to vote, right? And you know it's not an obligation.
Yeah, but
you know
some people have that right taken from them.
Right, but you know what? They had their lives taken from them because those people were racist.
Right.
Not just because we trying to vote. Like, let's get it straight. Why was this situation like this? You know what I mean? Like, we had to prove to be human to these people. You know what I mean? And the same people that are in charge that took over a long time ago and colonized everything, they're still in charge. And you think that when we work with them and their system, that it's gonna somehow work out in our benefit? You know, I've never seen it happen through voting. I think every change, even what white people do or any race, man, any change or any revolution, it has to be bloodshed. Like, people have to die. That the whole system has to be torn down and
I remember,
a new one put in place.
I remember Malcolm was talking about that.
Right,
I don't about the revolution and shit.
And if people vote, like, but we really need money to get as a people, like as black people, to put behind. We don't even have money to put behind these politicians.
Yeah,
like,
but whose fault is that? Like, but whose fault is that? Is that our fault, or because
I don't even like playing their game though. Like, I think if we really we didn't even have to deal with them. Like, if we took care of ourselves, and practice group economics, you know what I'm saying? And we could do a whole lot of things.
Yeah, but we don't spend our money in our own neighborhoods. We don't do that. We don't do that.
Yeah, well, we have to start. Somebody had, you know what I mean? I don't have all the answers, but I know we have to do things together. We can take care of ourselves. We don't need nobody to save us. It's cool that we could get, you think you get somebody in there and they do this, but then laws could be changed. Like, it's other races that's not even worrying about voting. You don't see none of them arguing about, oh, we out there, you not voting, what's wrong with you? That's only black people. Yeah, Asian people, everybody else is self-sufficient, man.
Right. So I get 100% what you're saying, and I don't want to dwell too much on it, but I thought it was very important because I'm really into American politics.
Right.
I don't even fucking live there. So that's why I wanted to get your perspective on it. You did post something else on your Instagram that I thought was kind of interesting, and I want to play that right now.
They felt it was funny to send that to Facebook. It wasn't enough that you killed my child, but you had to plaster it. You put his dead body up like a trophy. I literally passed out.
It's how Utrina Johnson says she and other family members found out that her 19-year-old son, Christian, was gone. Union County investigators say the shooting happened Sunday night on Lockhart Highway. Chandler Gatling is facing a murder charge. Investigators say he admitted to pulling the trigger.
You'll have an opportunity to do so much more than my son will ever have the opportunity to do, because you made a decision that his life wasn't valuable enough, that he wasn't important enough for pumping those bullets into my son. So to you, I forgive you.
Now, what the fuck is that?
That was what I was waiting for.
Now, what the fuck is that? Do you think that...
Yo, you know what? They got us... Yo, man, I'm telling you, man, people... That's sick. That's like really, you know what? And I don't want to, rest in peace to that brother, man. And you know what I mean. I feel for that for the family. You know what I'm saying? Absolutely. And that dude definitely should do the, whatever, the time that they give him. And I hope they give him life or whatever. But listen, like, that's coming. I don't want not to be disrespectful, but that's weak to me. Right. You know what I mean? People tell you violence is not the answer to keep you submissive. Like, I'm not even with the whole kneeling for them to stop shooting with the hands up and none of that. Oh, you mean? And I'm definitely not forgive. Like, I have 3 children, man, and I will die. I will kill for my children, and there's no way I'm forgiving someone for taking my child. Some racist, you know what I mean? It don't matter what it was. It's their religion too. It's religion. They got them thinking. You see, when white people have Christianity and black people have Christianity, it's 2 different things. Like, the white people, they say this is for us, and they don't even want black people. You know what I mean? It's with it. They just like they're superior. You know what I mean? This totally different. Like, but we feel like, oh, somebody do something to us, we forgive them. Like when they shot the 9 people in the truck. It's no more time for that. We did that. It did not work.
Absolutely,
man. It did not work.
Absolutely,
the only way is to fight back, man. This is too long. It's not even a war because they're killing us and we just did. You know, we just taking it. It just gets worse and worse and worse. They keep killing our kids, killing innocent people with no weapons, and then we keep seeing how they know how to do their job because they're bringing these white killers, mass murderers in with no scratches on them. So when do you remember when there was? I mean, when was there not? And this was just some crazy dude too. But you know what I'm saying with the police and anything.
But so do you remember when like those 2 cops, they were sitting in the car and somebody just randomly shot both of them?
Right.
You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah.
Okay, so people were freaking out about that, and in my mind, I was like, aren't
like,
we just
who
trying to kind of like? Now,
and people say, "Wow, you get police are there to protect us, not to protect us, not us."
Yeah.
I've never, and let me tell you something, man. I've had too many police encounters all through my life for a whole bunch, and they have been in my neighborhood to terrorize us. It's nothing else. You know how you watch TV and we see white people on TV and they'll be like, "Hey, hi, John." They know the cop or the sheriff or whatever, and they deal with. Even when they do a crime, they'll let you know. But listen, man, they come through our neighborhood. They looking out their cars, grilling us. They would treat you as soon as you look of age. You know, they're on you. And
so
I've never had good experience.
Never.
And even if they so-called are good, they not no good cops because they not standing up against the corrupt, all the other cops in that precinct. Like that precinct I grew up with around 77 precinct in Crown Heights. It's corrupt, man. Mm-hmm. It's corrupt. So if there's a good cop in there, he's still gonna have to do something that they tell him to do. They sending them out to lock us up. Yeah, and they want people locked up. They're not just going out and saying we're protecting everybody from criminals. They want people locked up all the time.
And that's the thing. Like I've met good cops in my life, but I know the majority of them are fucked up. And if you're not doing anything to try to stop that, you're just really a part of the problem.
Right.
But what you were saying earlier about being forgiven. I mean, wasn't it? Wasn't it Martin that said we need to learn to love our enemies? I mean, I know you obviously clearly you don't agree with that. Where you get that
from? But that's probably
Martin Luther King said that shit.
Clearly, yeah. But Martin. I said that in a rhyme too. I was like, Martin Luther had a dream, but he woke up. But like one of the last things they don't talk about him saying was he was like, I think I led my people into a burning house.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like he was starting to see things differently. And I love I love Malcolm Martin. You know what I mean? But that's definitely not the way to go, man.
Right. So you believe in like an eye for yourself. You believe like an eye for eye.
Yes.
100%.
Definitely.
All right. I agree with that. Okay. Last clip that you put on your Instagram, and I definitely want to touch on it because I think it definitely pertains to what you were saying, and it certainly has to do with what's going on today. Even like when I was talking to you about the voting and everything like that, like I think this has to do with that. So I want to play this last clip, and I want to get your opinion.
We have to look at what the data says and how the data supports this narrative. We had a study from 1982 to 2012 where it examined 66 cases of mass shootings. Of those 66 cases, 44 of them were committed by white men. So we have this empirical evidence that suggests that this whole narrative of the lone wolf is something that we have continued to perpetuate. So it's not necessarily the data, but it's how we characterize it. Whether we look at James Wolfe in Aurora, Colorado, or when we look at Dylan Roof in Charleston, South Carolina, the first thing that came out in the headlines was the lone wolf. And it's not a lone wolf mentality, it's actually a pack of wolves. And we have to start looking at it like that, because when a Muslim commits the same type of acts, what we will say immediately is this was an act of terror.
That's big right
let me tell you, if it was all black people, they would be on it. White people all over the world, they'd be like, "What? You crazy? Look at the facts. Look, all of these are black guys. They all did this. We have a problem with them." But when it's them, it's just like mass shooting, and you just like, "Oh, somebody shot something up." No, some white man shot something
exactly.
up. They don't want to put it like that.
Be specific. Yo, there was a mass shooting today. I don't know if you got a chance to see on the news.
I posted up there about the guy. What it was, 14 people.
It's up to 14. I was in California, right? They shot up the bar today.
Man,
this happened today.
Yeah, this is and like I think if I'm getting a brother's name correct, Danye Johnson, they lynched him a young kid, and his mom's was an activist.
Yeah. Oh, that was in
in
Ferguson.
Going on.
Ferguson.
Like somebody was telling me, oh, we had laws when we vote to get these laws changed. Like, and I'm like, we still are going through. They don't want us in so many white establishments. That's clear. We all the time. They are, they tell you you're not wanted. Stores. They say, you know what I mean. Convenient, buying food, they don't want you there. Whole bunch of stores. We still being demonized for our hair. So the way we wear our hair. We still being killed by the police randomly and by just crazy white people. Like it's nothing. Voting has never changed any of that. This is what I want to change. Like way more than just a law being passed about something frivolous. Like serious shit. That's voting has never changed any of that, man. Right. It's still going on to this day. Nothing has changed. It's just everything evolved into something more, just like slavery. Just if you watch the documentary 13 on Netflix,
I've seen that. Yeah.
This is big business, man.
So you've obviously traveled around all over the globe. I mean, like, have you? You've clearly said you've experienced racism at home. Do you experience that kind of racism elsewhere?
I experienced it out here.
In Canada?
In Canada.
I mean, I'm not that surprised.
I've already experienced it. I mean, and I've been out here a few times, man. And it's not just here. Like I'm like, yo, the whole Canada's racist and all this stuff. But I've had experiences. You know what I mean? Even the other day, people just nonstop with it, and I could tell.
What do you mean nonstop with it? What'd they do?
Like they just pick and pick, man. I don't even want to, the place where I'm staying at, you know what I mean? Like it's a lady that's non-stop, you know what I mean? And it's clear that she's just doing it because I'm black, you know.
Is it a black thing, or do you think it's because you're American?
Nah, just because I'm black, because it's a lot of other people that came there from America. They could be white, it'll be totally different. She's just on it because it's me, and I've been nothing but, respectful, you know what I'm saying?
You're not giving her a reason to.
And I see what it is, man.
So what do you?
And I deal with that all the time. That's not just here. That's out of state. That's in New York.
So what do you tell your kids?
And it's crazy. Like we gotta try not to escalate it, because when they call the cops, that's their hit squad.
It's right on you.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, it's right on
and
you.
Then if when I really wild out, like I'm not gonna let nobody disrespect me or say, I'm gonna say what I gotta say, but I'm not, in certain. And then you want to be locked up abroad. You know what I'm saying?
Right. Yeah, that's
another thing.
That's
but
even worse. Yeah.
I deal with this. It's not on a regular, but a lot through my life, man. I'm 40 years old, man. I've seen it. I couldn't say I've seen it all, but I've seen a lot. You've seen enough in my time.
So what do you tell obviously the climate that we're living in. So what do you tell your kids? What do you tell your kids on how to do you tell your kids on how to handle police officers a certain way?
Since they were young, this is things that you have to tell your black child, because these police are really out like that. My mother always spoke to me like that. She, the neighborhood was dangerous that I grew up in. And with the people around there and the police, but she really was worrying about the police,
right? More than anything else.
Like she always watch out when them police don't say this, and if they do that, just let them talk.
So is it a yes sir? Here, I'm just doing this. Is it you understand? You get what I'm saying?
Right. They'll just pull up on you and they'll pull up on a whole group of us right here. We all standing around. We live here on this block, right? So this is what we do. We stand on the block. This apartments. So we out there on the stoop, and they'll search everybody, and then they'll go to the next group on the next block, or the next group right at the corner, and just jump out. Nobody called the police.
Right.
You didn't see any. It's no probable cause. They just trying to get somebody for something. Somebody gonna have a warrant. Somebody gonna have a bag of weed on them. Somebody might have a gun. This is what they do randomly. Like they just. And we just be sitting there like this. Even if you're not a criminal, this is what happens to you.
Right. And they just
it's a lot of people that did stuff around it, but it's people that's just
living their life.
Yeah, exactly. And y'all coming through fucking with everybody.
And I guess you kind of answered it earlier. I mean, that must obviously impact the way you look at police.
Yeah, man. Like I've been listen, man. I've been traumatized. Like people don't understand what it was like growing up in certain neighborhoods like that, man. Like things like that. Like we took it as this is how it is over here. Yeah. As we growing up, and we like, damn, this is crazy, and this is what's going on with us. But we have to keep dealing with it because we can't get out of there. Our parents cannot move. We have to deal with it. And so people from the outside looking in, they'll be looking like, yo, all these people, they killing each other, shit like that. But what are you gonna do when you're put in that situation?
Right,
like, you know what I'm saying? I never wanted to be a killer, a shooter. I crack jokes in class and everything, but it's certain times where you have to do something,
you have to defend
or you
yourself.
cannot live out there,
right?
Or you would just be finished. You will be living out there, but you will be finished, and that would be the end for you. You know what I mean? Like,
so do you want? Do you want to
times
move?
People had to do what they had to do.
Do you want to move?
Oh, I've been out. I moved from Crown Heights, and my mother's in another part, and it's not even the same as it was. I'm talking about growing up. You know what I mean? Like my earlier years, and since the '90s and everything is quiet down. It's still, the next generations out there. It's still stuff going on, but it's not as as wild and like it was when I was growing up. And you know what I mean? I'm in the Bronx now. My mom's in Crown Heights, but she's in another part.
She's in a different area.
But it's not how like it used to be.
Isn't the Bronx terrifying?
Well, where
anyways?
I'm at is not.
I remember
not that area because I know it was rough. So I'm like, nah, this area. This is
I remember
light for me.
I went to because my wife, she's got family in the Bronx, and this was years ago, and they all got out the car, and I'm in the car, and I'm like, I ain't getting out.
Yeah, it's some serious. It's serious over there for real. It's just that the part of the Bronx where I'm at is quiet.
All right,
I'm like, you know what I mean?
So I want to talk about a little bit of music. You're from Crown Heights, Brooklyn.
Yeah.
And you have another cohort from Brooklyn as well. And that individual's name, I'll give you a hint. It's very colorful hair and very colorful teeth. Takashi 6ix9ine. Takashi 6ix9ine is from Brooklyn.
Yeah.
What are your thoughts? But let me ask you this:
what part of Brooklyn is he from?
I don't know.
I never heard that. People always say Brooklyn, but I never.
They don't. Yeah, and I seen it earlier, and I'll try to find it. But I mean, would you work with Takashi?
I wouldn't do a song with him.
Why not?
I mean, and that's me. I wouldn't associate with certain artists just because it's not my type of music. Like, you just don't. He could do his thing and I do my thing, but like I don't think it would be a good matchup with me and him.
Just like just sonically, it wouldn't sound good.
Yeah.
All right. I mean, what do you think of?
And that's what everybody. Some people. They can't mix. They don't mix with everybody like that. So.
What do you? It says he's from Bushwick.
Oh, okay.
What do you think of how he came into the industry, basically trolling everyone? Is that a route you would ever take?
No, that's not. But it worked for some people. To each his own. You know what I'm saying?
Do you think that would have worked back in the 90s?
I don't know. Certain artists, I think, kind of came. I mean, I think like 50 was doing it like that. But was that the 90s?
That was like 2000.
That was in the 2000s. Yeah.
But I mean, Takashi's literally telling people to suck his dick. Try to rob me and shit like that. Yeah. and I think that
if it works for him, you know what I mean? I respect everybody hustle, man. He doing his thing and shit, man. And it's never about he corny. I wouldn't fuck, you know what I mean?
But you don't like his music though.
No, it's not. That's not my cup of tea. And it's artists that, they're dope lyricists, but I don't like their type of style. I wouldn't,
Doesn't okay. All right, that's fair. What about R.I.P. Sean P, man? R.I.P.
Yeah,
Sean Price.
Definitely, man.
But what do you think, SP? How do you think he would have felt about Takashi 6ix9ine? Would he fuck with him?
Nah,
as far as what you,
I don't know. I don't think so.
Yeah. All right, bet. All right. Let me ask you this.
I know some people. I know some dudes that be with Takashi too.
All right. Well, again, I'm not a fan of his music, but whatever.
Yeah.
If Sean Price was still here and if these artists were still here, Pac, Biggie, and Pun, who would Sean Price do an album with? It was like a 10-track album. Who do you think he would do the album with?
Sean P said he don't do. He said I don't do songs with Raz Cash. I do songs with whack niggas for fast cash.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? He wouldn't even have did that. But he definitely was a big fan of all of them, man. He was a big fan of all of them, man. Sean P.
All right, well fine. He executive produced your first album.
Right.
If you were gonna be like, all right, yo, you got me on this one, now it's my turn to get you on one, but you're gonna have to work with one of these artists. Who would you click him with of the three that I just mentioned? Biggie, Pac, or Pun? You put him with Biggie.
Yeah.
Naturally, obviously.
Yeah.
All right.
Make it a whole Brooklyn joint.
Yo, where you are today in your career, do you think you would be where you're at today if you didn't get that cosign from Price?
Nah, I mean, I would have, I definitely would have still been doing. I'm me. You know what I'm saying? I'm me at the end of the day. I'm a hustling rapperholic. You know what I mean? So, but Sean Price, listen, man, I was always a dope MC. Yeah. But when I met Sean, it everything changed, man. Like when that was the first official album that I was featured on. You know what I mean? I got up when I met them. I linked up with them, and we became good friends. And I got on the second album, Helter Skelter, Magnum Force. I was on the title track and another joint called Gangs All Here. Then after that, I was just mad duck down collaborations. But Sean P, definitely, man. Like my stage show wouldn't be as sharp, and I have the confidence that I have if he didn't take me on the road. Like that's how I first got my passport. Right. You know what I mean? Shit. To go overseas and go to Canada, and I'm touring with him, and he doing all his songs in the set. Then he'll stop and let me do like 3 joints, and I'm doing like 5 or 6 joints that I collab with him. You know what I mean? Throughout the set too. So it's like I'm just rocking the whole set with him. And so, you know, that really shaped and molded me, man. He really put me on with that.
If you didn't put out that Indestructible album on Duck Down, like, were you looking at other labels or?
Well, at that time, I had other deals before that too, man. And I stopped. Like I was with Select Records, with DR Period, other things, and everything didn't work out. And so it was crazy. Like I was just working, just making songs, because I was just putting videos out, sending them to Ralph McDaniels for Video Music Box, or my man Bobby Simmons on Flavor Videos. That's some official video. You know what I mean? You from New York, you know what I'm talking about. And especially with Ralph McDaniels, man, Video Music Box was it for me. But you know what I mean? I was just doing singles and shooting videos and everything, and then Buck came to me. I guess him and Sean and Drew had that talk, and he was like, yo, you want to start the album? I was like, what? I was on it. Sick. I think that was the MySpace days, so I just hit up, I just posted on MySpace like, yo, I'm working on the album, send me beats, and everybody was just sending me joints, because I had a little following from, you know, from Duck Down shit. You know what I mean? From doing shows with them and being on joints with them. And so, you know, that set it off for me.
So in regards,
and then I went on tour with him when it was dropping. My bad. When I went on tour with him and me, him and Ill Bill. It was Ill Bill tour, and we did
Bill's dope.
Like 40 shows or some shit in like 2 months, and that's, you know what I mean.
Of all your albums though, what's your favorite album that you've put out?
Damn, I don't even have. Yo, you know what? Every time I say my favorite album is it's the one I'm dropping right now. It's always the new one, man. But I got a few. I mean, I love all my albums, man. But I don't even have a favorite.
I don't know if I'm being biased, but I really love the fucking execution, man.
Yeah, a lot of people would say that. It's like, yo, when you and Marco coming again with that shit. Yeah. I'm working on an album now that I'm just, because all my albums are just one producer. Like I always have one producer on it. So now I'm doing an album with just or the illest producers, and you know, mostly the producers that I worked with on some of my albums. You know what I mean? So Marco sent me 2 new joints. Nice. So you know what I mean? The fans gonna hear us on rock out on that for my new album.
Yo, before you started rapping like seriously, like, you know what, fuck it, this is what I'm doing, period. Yeah. What was your last job that you had? And you said, all right, I'm fucking quitting this shit. What was the last job you had? Your last regular job?
I think the last job was a fucking I was like a messenger. And that shit was the worst job I ever had in my life. I was like, this shit is fucked. And I had started doing that because I wasn't making the money I was supposed to be making with the music and shit. And I was like, let me fall. I fell back on the job. After I left that job, man, it was full speed ahead, man. I was like, man, never again. All
right, so you got the new album coming out. It's out today. Make sure you guys go ahead and get that. That's King of Crime Heights. Yeah. King of Crime Heights. Yeah. Let's talk about that album, man. What can we expect from that album?
That album, man, this is my 10th studio album. Jesus. And it's finally produced by a Brooklyn producer. You know what I mean? All my other albums weren't. And his name is Radicus, you know what I mean? And he came with that gritty, grimy style, man, and it's like a story. Like it feels Crown Heights, you know what I mean? When you hear it, you'll know what I'm saying, you know what I mean? You know what I mean? We usually I do a lot of when I do my albums, the last few albums I did like 14 or 12 joints on the album, but this one we kept going, and I got 20 songs on this joint. Like,
so it's a lot of music.
Yeah, sometimes I usually have 20 and cut some out, and you know what I mean? But this one I was like, nah. Because the last few albums, my last album I did every song was like 2 verses. You know what I mean? Because you know a lot of people got short attention spans.
I fucking hate that
in and
shit.
out. So
wait. So what about this album? Are they 2 verses or 3 verses?
it's 3 and some are 2, but then I got features too. I got Planet Asia on there, man.
You got Sky Zoo
he's
on there,
official.
too.
Sky Zoo.
Yeah, that's
my
big.
man, Guilty Simpson. Sky Zoo always come through for me, man.
Nice.
Kill Ripken. You know what I mean? Is everybody that featured on it got busy. You know what I mean? I appreciate it.
Can we expect any visuals from the album?
Yeah, definitely, man. I'm gonna start shooting something. And I just dropped the album July 6th. This is my second album this year.
Yeah.
I just dropped the album July 6th called Jake and the Juxx, man.
Yeah, make sure you guys go get that
Produced by
too.
my man Jake Palumbo. You know what I mean?
So-
And that's a whole totally different sound, different jumping. You know what I mean? That album is crazy.
So where could they actually get the album out? That's out today. Where could they get that?
Everything is iTunes, Spotify, Apple Music, Amazon, wherever you could buy digitally, and the CDs and the vinyl will come soon too.
All right, bet.
You know what I mean?
All right, you guys. So I'm sorry I have to do it to you, but we gotta let Juxx go.
Yeah.
He's got other shit to do. He's got more money to make. But
Word.
before we dip, I want to dip out with something called the Random 10.
Okay.
All right, so this is strictly random questions, 1-word answers, and we just go. All right?
All right.
All right, yo, so this is Ruste Juxx, the Random 10. Should R. Kelly be allowed to piss on his fan's face?
What? Wait, what I gotta say? Yes or no?
It's a question.
Of course not.
Is it okay for every other race except white to say nigger?
For every other race except white?
to say nigger.
No.
Do you think Oprah's partner?
I mean, let me get that straight. Other than black.
Every other race.
People that are not black, they shouldn't say it. You know what I mean?
All right.
Yeah.
Do you
And
think
we need to stop saying it too? But more seriously, go ahead.
Yo, do you think that Oprah's partner Stedman eats the pussy?
I think everybody do. I mean, how he's still with that billionaire shit.
So that's a yes.
I mean, you should.
All right. Jordan or Kobe?
Jordan.
All right. How many times have you said thank you or welcome or you're welcome today?
I said thank you a few times, but I don't even know, like probably 2 or 3 times, but now you're welcome.
Fucking savage. What is the sexiest? Well, who's the sexiest girl right now in your mind, like celebrity wise or whoever? Who's the sexiest thing right now? There's a question. There's a question behind this. I need to know the girl first.
I can't even answer that question, man. I'm married, man. I can't
All right.
even.
Okay. Better yet. Okay. All right. Okay, let me ask you this question. I'll simplify.
And then it's going somewhere else too.
Yeah.
I can't even. You know what I mean?
Hold on.
Let's just leave that alone.
I'll simplify it. If Halle Berry wanted to fuck, but the pussy was just didn't smell right, would you still hit it?
Oh no, I've never been that dude.
All right. How much sugar do you put in your coffee?
I don't drink coffee.
Do you drink pop?
Who?
Do you drink pop?
Soda?
Yeah.
Nope. Strictly water now.
Name a cast member of Sex and the City.
I definitely can't do that. That's funny.
All right. Is eating pussy rape?
Is it what?
Is eating pussy rape?
Is it rape?
Yeah. Can you rape a girl by eating pussy?
How the fuck could you keep doing it if she didn't want you to? I don't understand that.
Yes or no?
Nah, I guess not.
And last question. Who would win in a battle? You or Sean P? A freestyle battle. Not a pre-written, let's make a song. A freestyle off the top battle. You or Sean P?
I don't even know how to answer that, man. Like a freestyle top battle.
Yeah, off the top.
I don't know, man. I don't know if Sean P freestyled off the top a lot, and me either. But we both could do it, you know what I mean? But
yeah,
I gotta say me, you know what I mean?
Naturally. All right, man. You guys, thank you for tuning in. Again, make sure you go and get that album. It's out everywhere. Please plug the album one more time and your social media.
King of Crime Heights, Jake and the Juxx, man. Word.
Yo, make sure you follow this motherfucker, Rusty_Juxx. Be sure to follow me on Instagram as well. The Ignorance is Free with a Z. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, all that good shit.
Yeah.
And we out of here, man. Super nigga Black Powers. Peace.
Dang.